Hey there, so today we have another video, and this is a beer talk about the recent purchase of AB InBev of Wicked Weed. So this is going to be a long video. Please skip ahead if you'd like to find certain parts of the video, but we're going to first talk about what the reasoning is behind AB InBev buying all these craft breweries, and then we're going to dig into my opinions about it. So first off, what's happening? You have to read this awesome article on Good Beer Hunting by Chris Herron, who is the CEO of Creature Comforts in Georgia, and he has a lot of experience in the industry. He has over a dozen years of experience working for Miller and Diageo, which produces Guinness, is one of the largest distilleries in the world. So someone who really knows about this stuff, and it's such an eye-opening experience understanding what AB is doing. So what are they actually doing? So by buying all these craft breweries, they are in essence trying to cheapen craft. They have these brands, you might know about them, Budweiser and Bud Light, and these were their premium brands. But now, if you go to the store, you sort of see Bud Light for $7 for a six-pack, and then craft is $10 to $12 for a six-pack. So your premium brand is not really premium anymore when craft is there. So what are they doing? They're buying all these craft breweries with economies of scale, dropping the price of these quote-unquote craft breweries, and then large regional craft breweries actually have to start competing. So you'll see these lower prices by breweries like New Belgium and Sierra Nevada because they're trying to compete with what AB InBev is doing. So now what happens? We still have the price of Bud and Bud Light, and then we're lowering the price of craft. And then what happens is that the brand of Bud and Bud Light is now worth more, because with that separation before, this was getting cheapened, the Bud and Bud Light. But now you make craft cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, you make Bud Light and Budweiser hopefully worth more and have more brand equity and really be valued more in the consumer's eyes. So that's really what's happening with all these purchases. So you're going to start seeing AB InBev trying to quote unquote cheapen craft beer, and that's their goal. So what are my opinions about it? Let's talk about Wicked Weed. What are my opinions about the fact that they sold out? I think it's important to think about it personally, from the human perspective as a person. We almost all have a number out there. Maybe you're not a business owner, maybe you have something that's priceless and sentimental. If someone walks up to you and offers a large sum of money, almost all of us is at one point going to say just yes, because in the end we're human, and money does mean a lot. And I can't imagine what it's like to own a brewery or business, because you have kids, you have a wife, you have kids that need to go to college, you have employees that you want to support, they need insurance, and you have a tap room to pay for, you have ingredients to pay for, you want to expand the brewery. It must be such a headache to understand how much stress there is about money, and this large corporation walks up to you and offers you a large sum of money. Now you're able to pay your employees a little bit more. You yourself are a little bit more financially stable. You're able to produce your beer and share it to more and more people. That's why you started your brewery in the first place, to hopefully have more people enjoy your beer. And honestly, I would think almost all of us would say yes to that question. So I think it's very important to understand that not everybody's evil. In the end, we all just fold to a large sum of money, right? The other issue is, first off, there's a big pitchfork effect with these things. When the news arrives, everybody, I mean, granted, it's craft beer, so people are very passionate, but everybody forms all these strong opinions and get angry so fast. For me personally, I prefer, read a little bit more about it, think about it a little bit more, and really not be so much driven by emotion. And part of that is I find that there's a little bit of hypocrisy with people being so quick to judge and say AB is, the worst business in the world, they're terrible people. Answer me these questions. Do you buy from Walmart? Do you eat food that was produced by Monsanto? Do you have Apple products? Do you own clothing that was produced outside of the US? Do you eat meat? I mean, pretty much all of us probably said yes to all of those. And I'm not saying you're a bad person for saying yes to any of those, but certainly there are questions of morality and good and bad in all aspects of life. All kind of companies that you deal with, there's questionable issues. So I don't think it's so easy to just suddenly say, I'm a great person and I purchase from the right companies, but AB InBev's terrible and I don't buy from them. And everything else, all the decisions that I make are, scot clean and really wonderful. Life is not that easy. So I think it's better to sort of think about things a little bit more and, give some time before you form your opinions. But what's my end opinion about this? AB InBev is the 25th largest brand in the world, and they have a lot of money. They're a multi-billion dollar industry company, and they are losing market share, and they're trying to compete, and you can't blame them for trying to compete. They're a business in the end. And they're trying to cheapen craft, which sucks because we love craft, right? So what do we do about it? We speak with our wallets. I mean, support local, support craft, keep buying craft beer. I mean, I don't see it not growing in the near future, but we're going to definitely see AB InBev and other large corporations try to interfere with that and try to cheapen craft and try to build their market share back up. But guess what? Pandora's box has already been opened. We're drinking craft. It's going to grow, and hopefully we see more of that in the future. So post in the comments with your opinions and questions. Until next time, cheers. Later.